Have you ever felt like someone could see right through you, tapping into your deepest fears and desires, and manipulating them to their own advantage? Imagine living in a world where your very emotions are the plaything of a master illusionist, someone who wears countless masks, each designed to draw you in, use you, and then cast you aside. This isn't the plot of a sci-fi movie. It's a reality for those who've encountered a true narcissist. But here's where we pivot and introduce a philosophy that has weathered the storms of time, offering solace and strength to those who've felt the cold touch of manipulation. What if I told you that even in the face of such deception, you have the power, the unassailable strength within you to remain unaffected, to see through the illusions, and to keep your essence untouched? Today, we're diving deep into the world of narcissistic manipulation, but we're not just exploring the darkness. We're lighting a torch with Stoicism, guiding our journey towards understanding resilience and personal empowerment. If you've ever felt bewildered, diminished, or lost because of someone else's deceit, this video promises not just insights, but a pathway to reclaiming your inner fortress and standing firm in your authenticity. So stay tuned, engage with an open heart and mind, and let's embark on this journey together. Uncover the masks, see the mechanisms of manipulation, and learn how, with Stoicism, you can remain true to yourself, even in the eye of the storm. Isn't it just mind-boggling when you think about it? The idea that someone could be so adept at reading and manipulating emotions that they might as well be a high-tech cloud of nanobots from a video game, constantly analyzing and adapting to their environment. It's a chilling thought. Yet, for those who've encountered a person with narcissistic personality disorder, it's not far from reality. These individuals, much like the metaphorical nanobots, are experts at scanning the people around them, pinpointing vulnerabilities, and morphing their personalities to exploit these weaknesses. They don't just wear one mask, they have an entire collection, choosing whichever one will secure the attention and adoration they crave at any given moment. Imagine if in this game you had a shield, a form of mental armor that made you impervious to the nanobot's scans and transformations. That's what Stoicism equips you with. It teaches you to discern what's within your control and what's beyond it, allowing you to remain centered and undisturbed by external chaos. Stoicism doesn't just offer defense, it empowers you. It encourages you to focus on your own virtues, to live in accordance with nature, and to understand that your essence, your core self, remains intact no matter what guise the narcissist adopts, while they change shapes seeking external validation. You stand firm, grounded in your self-awareness and inner strength. This goes beyond recognizing manipulators' tactics. It's about discovering your own resilience, your capacity for rational thought, and your ability to maintain your equanimity even when faced with the most adept emotional manipulators. Narcissists, with their ever-changing masks and relentless pursuit of admiration, can make you feel like you're on unstable ground. It's easy to get caught up in their drama, react impulsively to their provocations, and lose sight of your own steadiness. But here's where the wisdom of Stoicism shines brightly, offering you a way to navigate this tumultuous environment with grace and composure. Stoicism helps us realize what we can change and what we must accept. While we can't control a narcissist's actions or their need for constant validation, we have full reign over our reactions, our emotions, and our decisions. It's really empowering to realize that no one can infiltrate your mind or disturb your peace without your permission. Imagine facing the storm of narcissistic behavior not with frustration or anger, but with calm understanding. Imagine observing their actions without being emotionally ensnared, responding with thoughtfulness rather than being reactive. This is what Stoicism equips you to do. It's about acknowledging the external chaos without letting it disrupt your internal harmony. But Stoicism doesn't advocate for passive resignation. It is far from it. It encourages active engagement with the world, grounded in virtue and reason. You're not just enduring the narcissist's behavior, you're transcending it, choosing not to let it dictate your emotional state or define your reality. This approach transforms your interactions with a narcissist. Instead of being manipulated, you become an observer who sees through the facade and responds rationally. Your inner resilience becomes your shield. Your Stoic principles become the armor that no external force can penetrate. Now, picture this. You've been with someone for years, shared secrets, and built dreams, and then one day the curtain lifts and you see a truth that was always hidden. This person, your partner, has been living a double life. It's like a plot twist in a movie, but it's your reality now. That's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it? This person wasn't just pretending to be something they're not on a whim. It was calculated, a deliberate act day in and day out to wear a mask that pleased you and others. They were like a chameleon, changing colors to match the expectations and desires of their audience. But why? What drives someone to forsake their true self so thoroughly? Discovering a betrayal of this magnitude could send anyone into a whirlwind of emotions, anger, sadness, and confusion. But here's where Stoicism shines. It teaches us to pause, to take a breath, and to observe these emotions without being overrun by them. Why? We have the power to choose how we respond to this deception. The Stoic response is to acknowledge the pain, understand the betrayal, and then rise above it. It's to realize that while we can't control the actions of others, we can control our own. We can choose integrity, honesty, and authenticity. Imagine the freedom of accepting that someone else's deception is not a reflection of your worth, but a revelation of their character. Instead of asking, "Why did they do this to me?" you ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective is empowering. It moves you from being a victim of circumstances to being a student of life. And here's the beautiful part. When you embrace this Stoic approach, you start to see life differently. You realize that everyone has their own path, their own choices, and their own lessons. Your ex-partner's decision to lead a double life is a burden to bear and a karma to unravel. Your path, however, is one of growth, resilience, and deepening your understanding of human nature. And with this newfound understanding, you find peace. You realize that you're no longer bound by the actions of others. You're free to be your authentic self, to live in alignment with your values, and to move forward with wisdom and grace. What we're really discussing is the Stoic practice of suspending immediate judgments and reactions. It's so easy to get caught up in the emotional whirlwind that comes with deception, especially one so profound. But Stoicism invites us to pause, to step back, and to observe these events with a sense of detachment, not indifference, but a kind of objective clarity. While we acknowledge the scale of the deception, we also reaffirm our commitment to our own core values: integrity, authenticity, and self-respect. We understand that these false personas are the narcissist's way of grappling with their own lack of a coherent self. They wear masks, not just to deceive others, but also to escape the emptiness within. This understanding empowers us. It shifts our focus from the narcissist's actions to our own responses. Can we choose to respond with integrity even when faced with profound deceit? Can we maintain our authenticity in a world that sometimes rewards pretense and manipulation? The Stoic answer is a resounding yes. Moreover, this perspective arms us with the resilience to face not just this challenge, but any that life throws our way. We're not becoming cold or uncaring when we practice detachment. Rather, We're cultivating a kind of inner sanctuary, a place of calm and steadiness that external chaos can't penetrate. A narcissist's identity is like quicksilver, constantly changing and adapting. It's a survival mechanism, one that's detached from any true sense of self. But Stoicism teaches us to see beyond these superficial changes and understand that these are mere performances, not reflections of our own worth or reality. In a way, recognizing the fluidity of the narcissist's identity is a form of liberation. It frees us from taking their behavior personally or seeing it as a reflection of our own values. I see it as a reflection of their inner turmoil. It's like watching a storm from a safe shelter. You observe its power and its fury, but you're not swept away by it. This perspective is what I call Stoic anchoring. It's about finding that unshakable core within yourself, that serene center that remains stable no matter how stormy life gets. When you anchor yourself in Stoic wisdom, you're not easily swayed by external events or other people's behaviors. You recognize your inner citadel, your realm of control, and you defend it with clarity and calm. Think about how empowering this is in any situation, especially when facing someone as unpredictable and potentially hurtful as a narcissist. You remain the master of your ship, your emotions, your decisions, your sense of self, all of which are within your control. So how do we apply this in real life? It starts with small daily practices. Begin by observing your reactions to minor irritations or provocations. Notice the impulse to react emotionally, then choose a different path. Ask yourself, what would a Stoic do? The answer is often, observe, understand, and let go. Gradually, these small practices build a foundation of resilience and clarity. They prepare you for bigger challenges, like dealing with the deep deceptions of a narcissist. And when you face such challenges, you'll find that your Stoic training has equipped you with the tools you need to remain calm, composed, and true to yourself. Protecting our well-being in the context of narcissistic behaviors is crucial. It's about setting boundaries, practicing self-care, and seeking support when needed. However, Stoicism adds another layer of protection. It encourages us to cultivate inner strength and resilience. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent or emotionally detached. Rather, it's about developing a core of stability and peace that external circumstances cannot shake. As we wrap up today's conversation, I encourage you to carry these Stoic insights with you. Consider them, practice them, and use them to guide your relationships. Remember, the goal isn't to change others, but to live our best lives grounded in wisdom, virtue, and a deep sense of peace. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. You're not just viewers. You're an integral part of this Stoicism Insights community of thoughtful seekers and resilient spirits. If this discussion has resonated with you, sparked curiosity, or provided comfort, I'm grateful. May the wisdom of Stoicism empower you to navigate life's complexities with strength, clarity, and a serene heart. Take care and live true to yourself, my friends. Until we meet again.